One of the interesting things about images of beauties is deciphering the subject. Is it a courtesan or is it a geisha? In Edo period Japan, these were distinctly different roles. The majority of images of beauties depict courtesans. These are stylized portraits. Images of courtesans were like fashion plates. These were the supermodels of their time. This image is from a rare, untitled series of ranking courtesans from houses located in the Yoshiwara, which was the licensed district for brothels, poetically known as the pleasure quarters. Aside from the fact that this one is identified, we saw her name in the previous image, Chozan, and it actually had the address and the name of her brothel in the upper left corner. But sometimes they're not identified, but there's other images, other clues in the images that tell us that this is a courtesan. The multiple layers of robes, in this case, the purple and pinks are beautifully preserved. They usually fade quite easily. The obi, which is the waist sash, is tied in the front, and an array of lacquer combs, hair ornaments. The more, the better. Ranking courtesans were also highly trained in the arts, including music, dance, and calligraphy. Here, Chozan is demonstrating her refinement by composing a letter to a patron, perhaps a poem, in a beautiful calligraphic hand. In contrast, here is a print from approximately 20 years later, when geisha were becoming more popular. Geisha simply means a person of the arts, is a professional entertainer. Originally, they were actually all men, but in the 18th century, women started to become geisha. You would hire a geisha to entertain at your party at a restaurant or tea house. They would be musicians, they could sing, they could dance, they could be in charge of party games and provide witty repartee. Instead of like supermodels, the geisha were like today's influencers. This particular series is from a series, this particular print is from a series, 12 Views of Modern Beauties, which likens various types of women, in this case, a lighthearted type, with a landscape cartouche illustrating the Ryogoku Bridge, which was at the commercial heart of Edo. Japanese prints were produced in series to bring in new ideas, new references, often with double meanings, which would add to the fun of reading the print, and it would encourage people to collect them. In this case, clues to help us identify her as a geisha is that she's wearing less elaborate clothing. They tended to wear more subdued colors. The obi would be tied in the back. They would still wear their hair fashionably with combs, but fewer of the combs, because you wouldn't want to upstage the courtesan. The courtesan would be the star of the party, and the geisha would help with the entertainment. Also, the big clue in this print is the instrument she's holding in her hand. You see the neck of a shamisen, which is a 3-stringed instrument closely associated with the geisha. It's a small instrument that was ideally suited to bringing along to a party. This is not a portrait of a particular geisha. That would be very unlikely. This is an idealized beauty, and in this case, she is meant to be lighthearted. How does that relate to the Ryogoku Bridge? Well, in summertime, one of the ways to escape the stifling heat of Edo was to get to the cooler air on the Sumida River at night. And every year at the opening of the summer season, there would be fireworks at the Ryogoku Bridge. So in this case, the image of the bridge is evocative of summer amusements on the boats that would crowd the river. Both of these prints are included in our current exhibition at Scholten, Composing Beauty, and we invite you to view it on our website or come see us in the gallery.